Well, hello there, boys and girls, and welcome. It is I, Makoto-chan, once again. Today I'll be reviewing the manga called Murcielago. Let's start. Uh, this manga is not a very popular manga. It is not very well known. Um, However, I'll be reviewing it today because I quite enjoyed it. Now, first, let's take a look at the plot. Now, this manga is essentially about a character called Komori Kuroko, who used to be a serial killer, and she's responsible for killing around 700 people. Now, the Japanese police essentially decided that her skills would be useful for them. So now she's essentially hired as a sort of like a hit woman to kill other serial killers. However, she's constantly watched, so she doesn't do anything, odd, I guess. So that is essentially what this manga is about. And I have not seen any other, overall plot or anything. I think this is the plot for now. By the way, this manga is still publishing. So, yeah. So it's not finished yet. Anyway, for the plot, it's really episodic, kind of. There's a arcs and whatnot. The first, I think around the first 30 chapters, they're very enjoyable in my opinion. This manga has a lot of violence, I guess. And the violence and gore is well, made or drawn, really. You could see intestines and shit like that. However, this manga is definitely not a serious manga. It looks serious, but it's not serious. Anyway, it doesn't have things that are realistic in terms of reality. But, this is a manga. It's a work of fiction, so that's to be expected. Anyway, around the middle arcs, maybe around maybe the next 10 or so chapters, they went very interesting in my opinion because there wasn't a lot of action. However, the latest arc was also very interesting, and it's still continuing, so I think you should pick it up and see if you like it or not. For the plot, I would give it maybe a 7 out of 10. Maybe I will give it a higher rating, but the manga isn't finished, so I can't really determine that. Maybe there's going to be another kind of plot that we haven't seen yet. And next is the characters. Now, the characters are very interesting in my opinion, especially the main character, Komori Kuroko. She's actually a serial killer, and she's actually a lesbian. Yes, I know you like that kind of shit. Anyway, she really likes the pussy, and she looks for the pussy really a lot, and she's kind of addicted to that kind of thing. She actually has a girlfriend, but she tries and find to find other women as well. So yeah, that's Kuroko, and also she's very an expert at killing others. And then we have a sidekick of hers called Hinako, who's a little girl, and surprisingly she's stupid. She's stupid, really. She doesn't understand the gravity of situations. She doesn't know what the fuck is happening, but she tries to help nonetheless. And somewhat, she's a very good driver. Yes, whether she's driving a bicycle or bike or a Lamborghini Murcielago, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, there are also other characters which are interesting. However, we haven't seen a lot of information about them, their background, so we don't really know what kind of people they are. There's of course the police officers, 2 of them actually, who are in charge of looking over Kuroko and all that. And of course, there's also a variety of antagonists or villains, which are also interesting, whether they're wrestlers or some serial killer who cuts the face of people off, things like that. And for characters, I would also give a 7 out of 10 because I think they're interesting. Now, finally, we have the art. Now, the art, I think, is very good in terms of detail. Especially the gore is very detailed. Like, you could make out the intestines or blowed out brains or things like that. So the author obviously seems to take into consideration in properly drawing those things. The characters are drawn, I can't really pinpoint what kind of art style it is or what it looks like. But the main character, Komori Kuroko, she sort of reminds me of the character designs of Soul Eater. However, the other characters are a little bit different. Um, some of them look cutesy, some of them look good, good looking, I guess. So, yeah, the art is pretty good as well. I would give also a 7 out of 10. Now, the overall enjoyment for this manga, in my opinion, is also a 7 out of 10. If you're looking for something that has violence, gore, comedy, and action all in one package, and a very interesting main character, Murcielago might be for you. Now, there's currently around 50 chapters, 49 chapters published, so you can really catch up in no time. So I suggest you try this manga because it's quite good, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. So yeah. Anyway, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this review. Leave your thoughts in the comment sections below. Like, subscribe, and share. And help this fucking channel grow, please. Please. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye.